what's up? It's Mike D from SuperGuitarLicks.com with quick lick number 19 for you. So we're going to get funky on this one. It's a super fun lick, not too hard to do, but really super exciting. So let me play it for you and I'll tell you all about it. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, we do have a repetitive pattern that happens, but what we do that's really fun about this one and a little bit different than other licks that we've done is that this one follows a chord progression that's going on in the jam. So this groove is set to the C minor funky jam, or I think it's funky jam in C minor, whatever. Let me double check. Funky C minor jam. The tempo is at 115, and of course it's in C minor. So this one is really fun because it follows the chords that are happening. The chord progression is going C minor to E major to G minor to F major. All right, now that's the chord progression. Now the licks themselves are actually still based off of pentatonic shapes. The first one is pretty simple. If you were to play the minor pentatonic scale at the 8th fret, we have these three notes. So what we're going to do is start off with our first finger on the 8th fret of the B string. And we're going to hammer on to the 11th fret of the B string. And then we're going to play the 8th fret on the E string. And that 8th fret on the E string is the note C. So that note there is locking into the chord C minor. And what's happening is if I play these two notes, okay, we have a power chord there. It's the root and the 5th. So that locks in really tight with the chord C minor. Alright, now what we're going to do is move up to the 11th fret and we're going to hammer on to the 13th fret. So before there was a full step and a half step. Now we're just doing one full step. So we hammer on to the 13th fret and then we play the 11th fret on the E string. Alright, now we take that same pattern, actually before we go there, so now we're on the E flat major chord, and what happens here is we play, and this last note again is E flat. So that syncs up with the chord, and then these two notes together play an E flat power chord, which fits really good with the E flat major chord. So again, we're following that chord progression and really locking it in. Now the next chord is G minor. What I'm going to do here is slide down to the 6th fret, and we're going to do the same pattern that we just did. We go 6, hammer on to 8, and then play 6th fret on the little string. Okay, so those three licks are very similar. They just move to follow the chords. But again, the main progression you could hear is this. Now when I play that last chord, these two notes actually don't include the note G. However, when I hammer on, the note G is right here. So again, it's not exactly following the chord progression, but it works perfectly with it. So those are your first three. The thing to keep in mind here with the rhythm of it is that it's all based on steady 16th notes. The last note is a quarter note which holds out for the rest of the bar. But when you phrase this, you really want to get in the hang of feeling the phrasing. If I count it out, it's going to go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and Okay, so it's a little bit hard to count and feel the phrase. However, once you get this going, you could hear the pattern kind of develop and you could hear the way you phrase it. The other thing is that you want these two notes to kind of ring out together a little bit. It adds some good grit and it adds some, it's a power chord, so it works really good. And then I end on that note for a quarter note. So there's a little bit of a breath there. You want to kind of, you don't want to just keep playing and playing and playing just because you can. It's really good to give it a breath, let it rest, and then you move to the next spot, which is the 11th fret. All right, slide down to the 6th fret. All right, so those are your first 3 movements. Now the next one is a little bit trickier, but it's fast and it ends the whole thing with a lot of zest, if you will. So we're going to go to the 10th fret on the E string. And what we're going to do is hammer on, we're going to pick the 10th fret, hammer on and pull off the 11th fret, and then pull off the 10th fret to the 8th fret. Okay, so to get ready for this, my first finger is on the 8th fret, my middle finger is on the 10th fret, and my ring finger is ready to go on that 11th fret. So I can do this quick, really fast pull off. The end note is the 11th fret on the B string. Okay, and again, the phrasing, you want to hear that. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, because when I get it going, it sounds like that. Take this slow. Don't worry about going crazy fast because you'll sound like the dying chicken. And if you try to go too quick, get it clean. And when you really get the speed up there, it starts sounding really smooth. And you're going to just end with a good old bend, because when I bend this note full, it's going to be equal to the note C, which is my key. So it really locks into the whole sequence. So here is the whole lick once again. Sounds super cool if you're using a wah pedal, well, but that all comes later. Take this one slow, get used to the feel of that pattern, even if you just hang on that one pattern the whole time. It's a good place to start. So there's the quick lick for you. Have fun. If you have any questions, send them in to info@superguitarlicks.com. If you're not on superguitarlicks.com already, go there to check out this as well as a ton of other backing tracks, free guitar lessons, and please share this video with all your friends, and we'll see you real soon. Later.